everyone, I am here at the magnificent Palace of Versailles, a true masterpiece of French royalty and elegance. It's like stepping back into the 17th century, surrounded by history, art, and luxury. Stay with me as I explore this breathtaking palace and stunning gardens. To the east of the Palace of Versailles is the Place d'Armes, a vast open square that used to be a busy parking spot for thousands of tourists. At its center stands a striking bronze statue of King Louis, restored and moved to its current location in 2009. To the west of the square is the Grand Gate of Honor, a beautiful gilded iron gate that leads to the Court of Honor, a wide courtyard surrounded by the ministers' wings where the king's secretaries once worked. Pause for a moment at the top of the Court of the Honor, facing the royal court, and look carefully at the facade of the castle. You should immediately notice a curiosity. The wings of the castle that you see on the right is made up of stone and in a classical 18th century style. On the other hand, in the front of you and to your left, the buildings are made up of brick with slate roofs in the style of the 17th century. The Royal Gate, an elaborate golden structure unveiled in 2008, separates the Court of Honor from the Royal Court. It reimagines the original 1680s design destroyed during the French Revolution, which was completely covered with gold. In 2008, the gate was recreated and decorated with 1 lakh gold leaves. The gate now guides visitors to the palace. The Royal Court itself is framed by 2 grand buildings, the Dufour and Gabriel pavilions, which have been transformed into modern visitor centers to welcome guests today. Beyond the Royal Court lies the Marble Court, featuring striking black and white marble tiles and adorned with marble busts of Roman deities. The central palace buildings rise here, showcasing the apartments of the royal family. The ground floor houses the Dauphin and King Louis' daughters as well as Queen Marie Antoinette's private apartments. On the first floor, you will find the King and Queen's opulent apartments and saloons for entertaining guests. The Bull's-Eye Saloon, with its unique oval window, served as a waiting room for courtiers. The fairy-tale Versailles garden are spread across 800 hectares, crafted in the 17th century for King Louis. Picture endless rows of meticulously trimmed hedges, towering trees, and bright airy flowers, creating a natural work of art. Each area has its unique charm with artistic fountains that come alive with music during special shows, transporting you back to the era of French royalty. The Palace of Versailles has over 800 sculptures, making it one of the largest open-air sculpture museums in the world. The sculptures are made up of bronze, marble, lead, and gilded bronze. The Palace of Versailles was built by Louis XIV, the Sun King, to showcase his godlike power and absolute rule. He expanded it from a hunting lodge into a grand palace to house 10,000 people, including the nobility, keeping them close under his watchful eye to maintain control. This room was the center of grand suppers, balls, and receptions. The ceiling resembles a sunroof opening to the heavens, bursting with vibrant scenes that mirrored the lively events in Louis' court. Its style is pure Baroque, full of dramatic, energetic figures, making it a masterpiece of propaganda art. The Venus Room at the Palace of Versailles celebrates love and romance. Couples would gather here, feeling blessed by Venus, the goddess of love. To add to the charm, Venus is depicted sending down a canopy of flowers, symbolizing her effort to ensnare mortals in the joys of love and passion. This was Louis XIV's ceremonial bedroom. His daily routine was full of symbolic rituals. Although he slept in another room, it was here that the Sun King performed the rituals of rising and retiring, symbolizing his connection to the sun. The royal palace faced the sunrise, making it the center of both the palace and France. The Queen's bedchamber, redesigned by Marie Antoinette nearly 100 years later, features light floral prints and pale tones. The fabrics are exact replicas of the originals, rewoven in Lyon. The jewelry cabinet and box belongs to the Queen. The hidden door, concealed within the wallpaper, was the escape route Marie Antoinette used to flee her chamber when the palace was stormed during the French Revolution. The Royal Chapel, commissioned by Louis XIV and completed in 1710, is one of the palace's best preserved areas, featuring stunning 18th century art. Its tall roof adorned with sculptures make it the palace's highest structure at 144 feet. Inside, it has two levels. The king and his family attended mass from the upper tribune. The decoration, created by 18th century renowned artist, is opulent and was a major expense during its construction. Visitors today can admire its grandeur from the entryway but are not allowed inside. The Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles is a stunning masterpiece featuring 357 mirrors across 17 grand arches surrounded by shimmering gold and crystal. Standing in its vast space is an unparalleled experience as light dances across the ornate decor and endless reflections create a mesmerizing effect. The ceiling above features 30 vivid paintings showcasing Louis XIV military and diplomatic triumphs, adding a captivating touch to the grandeur. Palace of Versailles is a treasure trove of art with about 6,000 paintings and 3,000 sculptures on display, including frescoes, tapestries, furnishings, and other decorative pieces. The total collection reaches an incredible 60,000 works. Everywhere you look, there's a beauty and history to admire.